Hello everyone, the Trading Card Collector, and today I'm going to be opening some of these One Piece TCG starter decks. I have 4 of them. I have number 23, the Shanks one, 24, Boney, 25, Buggy, and 28, the Yamato one. Now, I thought that all of these starter decks always had the same cards, but apparently the new ones also have like a random booster inside. So we're going to see. I just got these. I'm still missing 26 and 27. I will get them at some point. And we'll see if they're damaged, because these 2 in particular arrived really, really fucked up. So hopefully, I know there's typically like a big plastic container in there. So I'm hoping that the cards themselves are not damaged, but we are about to see. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. We start with the Shanks starter deck. Let's see if I can open this without destroying it too much. Has tape there. I keep going back and forth on the TCG because it's just so normally difficult to find inventory. Because scalpers are like everywhere. For this one and the new Dragon Ball game. That's why I normally just focus on the CCG. Alright, so we have our mat. That's sort of the same on every starter. And yeah, this seems like it was well protected enough. So it doesn't really matter that the box would have been banged up. So we're going to have here, this is going to be the same cards that you get on every single one of these starter decks. Normally, I believe you have like 5 of these foil cards, and then a bunch of reprints from a previous set. And the 5 foil ones, they tend to be... Oh no, the foil ones and a few other ones tend to be exclusive to this particular deck. But yeah, like this is supposed to be, you're going to have like a red deck here with Shanks as your leader. And here we have a booster. One booster from the newest set, OP11. The Fist of Divine Speed. So let's open up this one first. I don't know how long this is going to take. I might split up this video in 2 and just do the 2 of the other boosters on another video, depending on how long it takes. But I don't think it should take long. We'll see. Alright, this is proven to be a bit of a pain in the ass. There we go. But the goal here, as with any starter deck, is that you have something ready to play. If you get one of these and your friend gets another one, then you can have a game against each other. So, alright, so here's a leader. Shanks, with the red back. And I do collect this, so I will be just putting all of this on my binder. Normally I have a dedicated binder just for the starter decks. And I try to get both. This is the English version, obviously. I try to get the English and the Japanese versions, and I have them back next to each other. And Uta SR. I'm guessing there's going to be 2 of these. That's a cool image. Another Shanks SR. I'm going to assume like the varieties are just sort of irrelevant on these starters, because you're always going to get those cards regardless. And I think that was it. So we have those 5 foils. 5 foils, but technically just 3 cards. I will slip those because it is a foil. So just 3 cards. 3 unique cards for the foil version of the starter deck. And then I'm going to assume we're going to have a few exclusive ones and maybe some reprints in here. So I see starter 23, so all of those, starter 23, are exclusive. Then we have OP09, that's from OP09, so that is not exclusive. So Ben Beckman, that one is exclusive. Starter deck, typically, yeah, you'll get a few copies from each. Luffy, SC23 number 4, also starter deck. 3-4 copies of that one. Yasop, Usopp's dad. That is number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one is OP09. So I think that might be it. So these ones are going to be reprints from the previous sets. Now, sometimes even though they are reprints, they have like some small difference. So if you're a meticulous collector like I am, sometimes I do save these because they have some slight difference. Sometimes like in the copyright notes, right? Some of them maybe don't have the EN signed there, but then maybe they say something slightly different. So if you are like that and you want to save one copy of each, you have to be carefully compare them with the original card and then see if that is unique or not. But yeah, so the rest that we have here it's going to be reprints from previous sets. Maybe identical ones, maybe not. That's from OP09 as well. OP09, I wonder if everything... It would make sense if most of it was from one single expansion. Character Monster, OP09. I don't recall ever saying this character. Another Yasop. And all of these are red cards. Which makes sense because your leader is red. Lucky Rooks. More OP09 and the event cards, also OP09. Obviously very Shang centric and a bunch of Dons. I'm going to assume 10. The Dons I don't think they're going to be any different from any previous set. So those will probably just go straight into the recycling. Alright, so that is the Shanks deck. Now let's take a look at what we have here on the extra pack. Some people have been pulling really cool cards on this. I am not going to be that lucky though. So you have an extra set of cards here. Alright, so it starts with the common ones. And this is from OP11, right? Yes. Common cards. Randolph. Sanji's brother. Now we're going to go into the uncommon ones. Bartholomew, uncommon 1, 2, and uncommon 3. And now we go into, it looks like a regular rare. Just carrot, regular rare. And, oh, that looks like an AI. That's a Reiju AI. OP1147, that is so rare. See the icon rare with the star on top. That is an AI. That's a pretty good pull, I think. Vinsmoke Reiju AI. I don't really know what the value of this is, but generally the AIs do tend to command more for premium. Now it's not like the manga ones, right? The super rare manga ones that you get. That you can get like super hard to get, and there were several thousand, but you know that might be like 50 or 60 bucks. I don't know, but all right, that was a good pull. So let me just put this aside. The cards that we got on the set, on the starter, and the special one, and let's open up another starter deck. Let's do the buggy now. I'll go Buggy the Clown, which I'm assuming it's going to be a blue deck. And then Boney will be green. So I don't normally sell any of this, so I do have my Whatnot shop, but I mostly focused on CCG. These ones I just buy to collect. And I've tried playing a couple of times too. Just a little bit. It's just difficult to find the time. But hey, I'm still a One Piece fan and I do like to collect. Alright, there's a buggy deck. And this is also an OP11. Another OP11 booster. I'm not going to show those yet. Just want to open it. Okay, let's look at the Buggy the Clown starter deck. It is a blue leader. Some of this are a bit hard to open, especially with gloves. Ah, annoying. Alright, let me just try to brute force it. Nope, that failed. Oh, right. So let's look at the buggy deck. Oh, leader buggy. That is a pretty cool image. I do like that buggy. I don't really have a notion on how good this is. Like, in theory, all the starter decks should be good enough to, you know, allow you to play against pretty much anyone, just not maybe in a competitive tournament. All right, let's take a look at the 2 foils that we have. Well, 5 foils, but 2 different cards. Crocodile and Mihawk. That costs 8. That is a heavy one. And then a 4-cost with a buggy. It's a pretty cool images on this deck. Alright, I think I saw Alvida as the next one. Let's just leave the foils. As per usual. I will save one for my binder, and the other one, I just have it for trades and stuff. Alright, and then we're going to have, there's Alvida, cool Alvida image. They're going to be the starter deck exclusives. ST25 number 1, Alvida. Kabaji, our traditional buggy henchman. It's going to be 4 of those. And Moji, of course. If you have Kabaji, you have Moji. Moji and Kabaji. Another 4, and then I'm assuming we go into the reprints. This is also OP9, so I guess this deck, that is a good Alvida though. I'm guessing these decks, these starter decks, the next one too, is going to be very OP9 heavy, like the bony one. Alright, there's Alvida, another Kabaji, another Moji afterwards. No, another buggy. There's Moji, OP9 Moji, and Richie. A Dark Lion, Mr. 1. Nice. Mr. 3, we're going to see all the Baroque works over here. That's a cool buggy. And that's not from OP9, that's a promo card. P84. It's very likely this one then is the original promo may have in like a foil or something, so that might be... This might be worth putting aside as well if you're collecting. Okay, a few events over there. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. He likes barking at the neighbor sometimes. Alright, and that was the buggy deck. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this one. What do we have on this pack? Let's take a look. Commons. Oops. I'm gonna go check on my dog just to make sure he's fine. I will cut this afterwards, so you won't notice it, but I'm gonna head upstairs just really quick. And I am back. Yeah, that was just barking at the wind. It is raining outside, that's probably why. Alright, we were going through this. Looking at this one, we're gonna start uncommon right now. Uncommon 1, uncommon through and uncommon 3, and let's take a look at the rare. Shidahoshi rare, and another rare and regular rare. Alright, so this pack did not really have anything special, but that is fine. I think we did pull something special in the previous one, so hey, all good. I think we have time to go through the rest. Let's open the Bony one. Bony starter deck. I only got one starter deck this time, one of each. Typically I like to get 2 of each and then just save a seal one to put on like a bookcase. But this time, just the one. Alright. Let's go. Another OP11. Booster, and this is a Bony deck. Bony Leader. Alrighty. There's a Leader, Bony. Cool image. I'm going to assume this is going to make for a pretty awesome CCG image at some point, because the CCG sometimes do take cards. They take images from the TCG. Most of the images are not from TCG, but sometimes you will have like one specific tier that will be from the TCG. But they do give them like much different treatment. All right, interesting. We have Law here, and then we had Kid. So the supernovas themselves on Boney's deck. Now we know what to expect now, 2 of each. And here we're going to have the rest of the starter deck. There's the 24-1, Rebige. You have 3, 4 of those. And the 4 Hawkins. 2 Hawkins, and an X-Drake. And now we go into that one. Oh, this is not from OP9, that's from EB01. That was the Chopper box, I believe, right? The pink box, if I'm not mistaken. That goes into OP7. It does annoy me that, you know, they borrow from a bunch of sets, and then I have to go into that set and just every single card double check, is it exactly the same? Because if not, I do want to save a copy. But if it is the same, then yeah, it just goes into bulk storage. It's a cool green Luffy. And Zoro. I guess all this deck is Supernovas. Some of it's Straw Hat as well. Supernovas, Straw Hat. And a Bony Pizza. And there we go. Then you have your Dons. Alright, so that was the Bony deck. We do have the booster. Penultimate one. Let's take a look. Are we going to pull another awesome card in here? Well, let's see. Commons. Ooh, cool Orochi. The 3 uncommons. There we go. Rare number 1, Borsalino, and another regular rare. No luck here. Carrot. 2 normal rares in the Bony deck. Okay, we have one more. The Yamato deck. I'm a big fan of Yamato. I don't know exactly when they started doing the boosters on every box, but I think it's fairly recent. Alright, here is our booster. And a Yamato there, that's a dual color, green and yellow. And therefore it has 1 less life, only 4. See, I don't play much, but that always struck me as a, not a good deal, but I am not a heavy player, so who knows. Just like you only have 5 life with the normal leaders, just to have 1 less, it just seems really tough. But they keep doing it, so I'm assuming that it works. Yamato, that is also a pretty awesome image of Yamato. Can't wait to see that in a proper CCG with a bunch of foil and detail on it. Let's look at our 2 foils here. Momonosuke in his adult form with foil 1, and Yamato is the second one. Also a pretty cool image. Alright, let's sleeve those. And let's take a look at the rest of the starter. With the starter exclusive first. Doji, 4 of those. Izo. Another 4. Kinemon. And that was it. Those are all the starter exclusives. Now we're going to OP9. OP9. For this Ace, Inuarashi, so I'm guessing Nekomamuji might come in next. Well, not yet. Kikunojo, Denjido, going back to OP5, OP6, sorry. Nekomamushi, there we go. If you have Inuarashi, you're going to have Nekomamushi. Raizo. And this one is from our previous starter deck 13. Interesting. That might merit a second look at that one to confirm. But yeah, Yamato did have a previous starter deck as well. Which is not uncommon, right? Luffy probably has 3 or 4. Alright, and there you go, the Dawn packs. Okay, so let's just finish this. We have one final booster. I have not opened it yet. One final booster from these 4 starter decks. Let's see if we can put another. We can pull another cool card like the one we pulled before. I don't think so. I think pulling 1 AI is hard enough, I would say. Pulling 2 is pretty darn difficult. Alright, and commons. Rare number 1. We have a Brook. And it is an AI. Looks like an AI. No, that's not an AI. Oops, stand corrected. Sorry. The wheel line confused me. Monkey D. Garb. That is not an AI. That is just a super rare. SR. So it was like it had a different style in the frame, in the outside frame, which is why I thought, is that an AI? All right. Well, that, that's not bad. SR Monkey D. Garb. That's cool. I'll take it. It's not an AI, but it was like a cool card there. I still think, yeah, probably like the most valuable one that we pull is this Reiju. I'll double check. I doubt it's more than 30 or 40 bucks, but who knows? Okay, but we pulled that AI Reiju and the Monkey D. Garb. And there you have it. So that was 4 starter decks for the One Piece TCG. Typically I do lots of CCG. Sometimes I also do TTGs. The TCG, because I do like to collect them. Most of my videos are CCGs. But I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, all the links are in the description of the video. You have the link to the Whatnot shop, where I sell all this stuff. You have the link to our Discord, the link to my eBay if you want to buy any of my singles. And as always, if you like the video, remember to hit that like button and leave a comment if you want. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.